Me looks sort of scary. Y'all better be out there because I told you 7:30 and now it's like 7:35. My hair's even clean from yesterday. Let's see. It's Monday, people. Have you survived? What is itching me? Hi, Sheila. Hey, Stephanie. Oh, this is so fun. So, hey, Rebecca. So one thing I was really excited about, I was like, the neat thing about this is put them to bed early. Yes, Christy. I know it put me on a time crunch. Hey, Pam. Sam Jones. I know. I met Sam Jones last night. I was like, Sam Jones, are you a cook or are you a musician? He looked at me like I was half-cocked. But I got a hat. No, Sam Jones was doing some cooking last night at Sunday supper. And his very good friend is the boy with the braids in the Avett Brothers. So that's why he was there. And anyway, the Avett Brothers are playing in Greenville for a hurricane relief party. I don't know when it is. I'm sure I can't go. My husband already said today, what's the plan for the next weekend? When are you leaving and when are you coming back? So terribly supportive of my new employment. No, I'm leaving Thursday. I'm going to get them to school. And then, the Avent Brothers are good. This necklace is my friend Erica Deputy. Hi, Cody. And she has a business called Conflicted Pixie. She's on Instagram and on Facebook. And you can order her stuff. So she uses this kind of stretchy material, which I love. And she made me even a fancier one for the Azalea Festival. She gave it to me as a present. And then I bought this one because I just thought this was fun. But anyway, she's really cool. And she hand paints all these beads. And just a neat girl. It's two little girls. Now I'm going to start getting distracted. Hey, Judith. So anyway, so I was like, now we know exactly who's in the group. That's really fun. Well then, so tonight I'm looking at it. Hit 150 supporters. Thank you very much. I'm really excited about this. This is probably my favorite thing to do. I mean, I do love writing. But if I had my wish, it would be to do fun live videos and then work on my book. Right? So that's what I would do. There's no wine in my glass. There's ice, though. Frick. Oh, crap. Sissy? 15 minutes. I don't know how you do everything you do. Well, I don't do it well, Rebecca, in case you're wondering. I can't get this. Top or the wine. This wine is still good. Rosemont Vineyard. So I did a talk there last year, and I'm doing another one this year. It's for families embracing autism together. And of course, I had to buy a case of wine because I was like, oh, this stuff is good. Anyway, the only thing is, y'all are going to get me in a bad habit of drinking wine at night, which I don't normally do. But for you, I can. Let's see. Let's start. Let's start with Hurricane Michael. Have y'all seen that? Blair is here. Amos is in bed, and Thomas and Russell are at soccer practice.
Thomas has soccer.
You saying hello?
Hey, does Thomas have soccer, Mom?
Thomas went to help Daddy with the practice. My husband just got home. Oh, Robin, tell him to watch. He can stay informed on current events. Oh, somebody said hi, Blair.
Hey.
Blair's had a shower, and she's washed her hair. What else? Oh, and there's Lori. Speaking of hair, I'm going to get her to do my hair on Wednesday. Blair, would you like to get your hair done?
Yes.
Lori, Blair would like a nice short cut. Why?
And a nice long cut.
Blair likes long hair. My hair was shorter than a boy's. I'm going to take down my fall decorations.
When am I getting earrings?
Honey, we're not getting earrings. Earrings. I like your ears just as they are.
But you got earrings when you were my age.
That's because everybody called me a boy.
Well, everybody calls me a boy.
Liar! Okay, you have about 5 minutes before it's time for bed. Oh, she wants me to talk about my cast. So my cast got signed. I'll talk about that first. Let's see.
And it says, buy them a trampoline.
Buy them a trampoline. Who wrote that? Let's see. A chef. There were lots of chefs. Last night we went to eat dinner at Pool's Diner afterwards. And in the bottom floor of the Dillon, I was telling my family that we have got to go down there. They had this, let's see. Oh, now we can see it. They had this like food hall in Raleigh. I've never seen anything like it. It's like a fancy food court. Cody says hi. Cody has autism, but he's grown up. Do you think Amos would like Facebook?
How come he gets a phone? I want a phone, Mom.
Cody is my age.
I'm your age.
You go on and go find something to do. So anyway, people signed my cast, and I don't know who signed Buy Them a Trampoline. Ashley Christensen signed my cast. She has a bunch of restaurants in Raleigh. And Emily signed my cast. Emily's husband is the cellist in the Avent Brothers. I mean, at least one Avent Brothers signed my cast. The very largest signature is whose, Blair? Whose?
Vivian.
Vivian signed her name excessively large. But forget her, we'll forgive her. Yes, Morgan's Food Hall. Oh my gosh. I had a shrimp burger in there. We went and ate, Vivian and I, and her personal assistant, who I actually love just as much as her. We went down there and ate before the thing. So anyway, it was fun. Sissy, honey, you need to go find you something to do. You have 10 minutes. Why don't you brush your teeth and get a book? There's never a good time to do this. And I'm sure you'll have shit to do. But then if I do it too late, I'm all keyed up. Look, that wine is good. I have to think about that. Oh, my glasses fell down too. Okay, so the hurricane. Hurricane Michael, have y'all seen that? It's coming up through the panhandle of Florida, and it's going to come towards North Carolina. But they say it's not going to be bad. But it sounds kind of like the other hurricane, but it's coming from the west. Like 50-mile-an-hour winds and rain. Hell, that's what we had, and we missed like 10 days of school. Anyway, those poor people in Wilmington. I had to Asheboro on Thursday for the an event for the Randolph Family Crisis Center. I'm so excited. It's in Asheboro. I talked to my person today, and then Friday there's a conference in Raleigh, a women's conference, a state, which I sort of want to go to. I'd like to go hear some speakers, but I don't know if I can do all that. And then Friday night I'm in Burlington, and then I'm either going to come back late or early Saturday morning. Blair is a doll. Elizabeth, she really is cute. I will say that. But boy, she is sassy britches. She told the piano teacher that we had no food and everything we had was expired. Cody is using a Kindle. Well, good, Cody. I don't have a Kindle. Now, let's see what else. Oh, so Vivian gave me this apron. I've never had an apron. Have y'all? It snaps, and it ties, see, right there, and it has 2 pockets, which have, look, stripes inside. Who doesn't love a stripe? I want to wear it all the time. We have no food. Well, Blair wanted me to go to the grocery store during piano, and I didn't feel like going. And we have applesauce. I mean, that's fruit. And so we compromised and went to Family Dollar. You know, they give a lot of money to literacy programs in Eastern North Carolina. So I somehow feel like that's a good cause when I buy Pringles, gum. Oh, and those whales. They're not goldfish, they're whales. I love this apron too. And it's made by, I saw the tag somewhere. Tittich. Tittitchefgoods.com. But it's that like wax, like of a Barber jacket. Which actually is the perfect jacket for me because I never get cold. be my insulation. So anyway, the hurricane, we're going to be watching that and hoping no one gets out of school since I'm going to be gone. That's not good. We'll move into hurricane fundraising. So last night in Raleigh, Sunday supper at this old building called the Dillon. John Kane has evidently fixed it up. It was really cool. Harris Vaughn was a big leader of it. He's from Edenton. And I think they might have raised $100,000. They sold 500 tickets for $250 each. And then they had this long table in the middle set up. And chefs were all around it. And then they did a live auction. Which, of course, I couldn't afford anything. But I was like looking. One thing, some actually followers of mine were there, and they were so cute. Vivian donated an oyster roast at her house. It went for $9,000. I couldn't do it. Rebecca Farlow used to date Harris. Now we're getting into 6 degrees of separation around here. Yes, was it all going to Jones County? So the Jones County, no, it's not. It's going to the North Carolina Community Foundation for hurricane relief, so it'll get dispersed throughout counties. The Jones County thing are those t-shirts, Country is Cornbread t-shirts. And as of this afternoon, Vivian sold over 1,000 of them. And all the proceeds, I think you pay $25 and they were $10 to make. And so like $15 of every shirt goes to Jones County. It's really a neat idea. I'm so glad she did that. And they're really cool shirts too. Mine, of course, is dirt. No. Well, that wine, it tastes all right, but it doesn't smell good. I usually go to a friend's house. She always has wine, and I drink her wine. So my wine doesn't get drank as much. Did you tell your husband you have 150? No, not yet. Waiting. I really want to get to 1,000 and then just drop that on him. But it is fun. I really appreciate y'all being here. Okay, now, can you still buy shirts? Yes, you can buy shirts. I think Angela through the end of October, she said. So yes. Yes, you can. And I got an extra large. I mean, I'm not tiny. I don't feel like I'm extra large. The large fit, but it was sort of tight. I'm not into tight t-shirts. But it was kind of big. But you wash them, they always get smaller. Even if they say they don't, we all know that's a lie. Susan ordered a shirt this afternoon. And, I can't start yawning. So we went out last night after, and then I spent the night at Rocky Mount at my parents' house. And they had these window boxes where the hide-a-key, box was, and they took the window boxes off. And it was like 11:30, and I was like, oh my God, what if I can't get in their house? I'm going to have to go home. I don't know what's worse than that. And I'd have to get up this morning. But I found one hidden somewhere else. Slept till 9, went to Hardee's. Hardee's for breakfast. So I was talking to my accountant on the phone because, of course, I haven't done our taxes for 2017. And so I was like, I know I got to get this stuff done. And breakfast at Hardee's was $8. Now, I love Hardee's, but $8? And I was like, is that right? I got a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, an orange juice, and a coffee. At McDonald's, that's like $5. Anyway, just thought I'd put that out there. So last night, yes, so we get there, and Vivian did smoked squash. Everything is expensive. That's really true. Smoked squash. I don't know how you smoke squash. I didn't ask. And with feta cheese on it, and she did some olive oil. So you cook the squash like a baked potato. I would just do it in the oven because I don't smoke anything. But that's how you can do it. And then they cut it up. Her chef from Benny's in Wilmington, the pizza place, he cut it up, and then he scooped out all the inside of the seeds so it just looked like a potato skin. And he drizzled it with olive oil and salt, then did feta cheese, chilies, like kind of hot chilies and oil, like a scoop of those. And then my job was the mint. So I I shredded mint and sprinkled it on the squash. I never even had one. There were so many people there. Hey, Linda. And I don't think they were hungry. So there were all these chefs, and people love chefs. But clearly Vivian is like the favorite chef. She's got this TV show. People see her kids. So people connect with her, right? I mean, it's the same reason I love her. Hey, Allison, you got it. Allison was trying to figure out the supporter thing. Allison, it really is kind of tricky. But I'm so glad you're here. And anyway, people really want to talk to Vivian. So in order to talk to Vivian, you have to eat the squash. So that can make it look like why you came over to talk. And and I was like, oh my gosh, we could have, hey, Lisa, we're talking about the party last night. I was like, we could have served Chick-fil-A nuggets and people would have been just as happy. No, that's not true. But it kind of is. They just wanted to talk to Vivian. And one thing I noticed that people kept saying that's like now reminded me that I'm not going to say it. Lily's son loves to watch Vivian. They literally, I heard 100 people say, now I met you. And then she would be like, yeah. And I was like, remind me not to say I met you to somebody when I know they don't remember me. Maybe it's not bad to say. But then it just seemed like the person is being forced to lie that she remembers them, but she didn't. Maybe she did, but it was making me laugh. And then people were asking me questions because they're like, thought I worked for Vivian. They're like, you work for Vivian? I said, well, just as sort of a side gig. And is this gluten-free? I was like, yes. Oh. And then somebody said, what kind of squash is this? I said, it's butternut squash. They said, really? And I said, no, I have no idea. What kind of squash is it? It's yellow squash. It's good. So when I was 16, I was a hostess at the Ice House restaurant in Moorhead. You all feel free to chip in. It's just in me talking. And I roller skated up and down the boardwalk in Moorhead City, and I handed out menus. I got paid $5 an hour. And then I was a hostess at night, and I was in charge of the money. I don't know why they had me in charge of the money, but anyway, I got paid in cash too. Who knows what was going on in there. But being in the service industry is such a good experience. Oh, I'm so glad, Cody, because you could be anybody. And we were having Chick-fil-A for dinner tonight because I went through Rocky Mount, or I was in Rocky Mountain. I was like, well, that'll be easy. Everybody was excited and likes it. So we were having family dinner of sorts with Chick-fil-A. And I was telling my husband kind of about last night. And I said, the children, everybody should work in a restaurant, being a babysitter. When I was in Aspen as a nanny and a ski instructor, I nannied for John Oates, who was delightful. Your kiss is on my list. But Jimmy Buffett's wife, she no good. No, I mean, she's fine, but people treat you like crap. And I remember then, that was like the first time I'd ever been, I was from North Carolina. I was from a nice family. I graduated from college. And I mean, I might as well have been doo-doo on somebody's shoe. And that's such a good experience because it reminds you, I was a catering person. Yes, it reminds you everybody has a story. And just because somebody is serving me a drink or picking up my trash doesn't mean they're trash, So anyway, last night, most people were real friendly and talk, and there were lots of people I knew from college there, which was fun. Susie and John Kuntz and Lucy Brewer, Cameron Ellerby. Who else did I see? Courtney Stallings, Cooper Bratton, Jesma Reynolds, Harris. Did you say John Oates? Yes. He and his wife Amy had a baby, Tanner. He was 5 months old. So cute. And I traveled with them. Hawaii, Las Vegas, lots of places. But then I got into graduate school. My dad made me come home. My dad, he's the voice of reason. And so anyway, last night, somebody asked Vivian this question. My job was working through Wendy's in Elizabeth City, cleaning the grease trap. Oh my God. Don't tell me about that. I can't do that. Cody's an assistant volunteer at the preschool story time. So anyway, I did stay at Meredith. I graduated in 3.5 years. but I spent a summer in Africa, and I got a bunch of hours that way in the middle in Swaziland. But last night, this girl said to Vivian, like, oh, this, was oohing and on over these squash. And I was sitting there doing my mint, and she said something like, the salt, something. And I said, oh, Vivian loves some salt. Because this summer I laughed at Vivian putting salt on her fish. And I promise you, the girl went like this. Like, who are you? You get back in your cage. It made me so happy. I mean, it really did. And I was reminded, like, it is good. Anyway, I thought that was really funny. Oh, God, I love it. I hope they're not a supporter. So I was telling you that in the beginning. So it's 150 supporters. So I was looking at the names, trying to see who it was. Well, 13 supporters are anonymous. That's sort of dangerous. Who could they be? Might be Mary Scott. Mark Johnson could be a supporter. Who else? Brett Kavanaugh, Donald Trump. Just never know. Okay, speaking of Brett Kavanaugh, this is real funny. It's not to do with the real Brett Kavanaugh. It's to do with the other Brett Kavanaugh. So it was on Twitter. And I don't really get Twitter, but it's important. But I don't understand it. So this fella named Brett Kavanaugh, not the Brett Kavanaugh, but a different Brett Kavanaugh. Sasha Fierce, yes. Brett Kavanaugh says, this is a terrible time to be named Brett Kavanaugh. Can you see it? Oh, it probably looks backwards. Shh, y'all be quiet. And so this other Brett Kavanaugh, he gets 1 million likes on that tweet. That's really good. So this is a terrible time to be Brett Kavanaugh. So then all these other... my oldest son. So all these other people with like famous names that aren't famous tweeted with him. Christy, I mean, it was funny. So here's what the people said. So this person named Whitney Houston. So now remember, these are regular people and they happen to have the same names. Russell, you need to take a shower, do something. Thomas, you have homework to do. You go in the kitchen.
I did it on the bus.
No, sir. You sit down and you make sure it's all done.
I already did.
And you need a shower.
And I'm going to take one.
Honey, don't be sassy britches to me. So, Blair, don't be a tattle. We have 3 more minutes. Okay, so Whitney Houston says, the other Whitney Houston says, I feel you, bro. Patrick Dempsey said, I've been disappointing women for years. I mean, this stuff is funny. Matt Lauer said, make sure to set aside an extra 5 minutes in the checkout line for all the questions that'll inevitably be asked. Susan Collins said, hi, Brett. I feel your pain. Siri Ellis said, my parents could never have guessed what would happen with my name. Steve Bannon said, get used to the Twitter notifications. What?
I took a shower. I took one yesterday.
Okay, then you go brush your teeth and floss them. James Beard said, I've arbitrarily given away unofficial awards for cooking to anyone I deem worthy. Bruce Lee said, can only imagine the messages you get. Y'all be quiet. Taylor Hooker said, ditto on the last name, jokes. My poor mom's name is Virginia. Jimmy Carter said, you know how many times I've been asked if I have a peanut farm? Elsa Miller, I don't want to build a snowman, and I haven't since 2013. Okay, let me tell you something. If I hear one more word out of y'all, you're going upstairs and I'm shutting the baby gate. Now. Nobody can undo the baby gate. So, Elsa Miller, which I said, but you might not have heard me because I was yelling. I don't want to build a snowman, and I haven't since 2013. Mike Pence said, I've been dealing with this shit since 2016. Nancy Grace said, it's a very wonderful time to be named Brett Kavanaugh. Oh, it's getting funnier and funnier. Hold on, there's one more. David Jackson said, my father is Michael Jackson and my stepmom is Janet Jackson. Kevin McCarthy said, just respond with movie recommendations. That's what I do. Thomas Edison, E-I-D-S-O-N, Edson, inventor of the light bulb here. Ann Cutler said, ugh, samesies, hashtag not Ann Coulter. Oh, did I not do James Brown? Where did he go? James Brown got lost. James Brown said, what did he say? Do you remember? He said, I don't, somehow he got lost in my thing. He said, yeah, I don't beat women, but I do like to drink, but I don't do drugs or something. They were really funny. They're on Instagram. Anything else, people? I don't know when we'll do the next one. Something like I love drugs. It's Monday. Yeah, I don't know when we'll do it. Sometime this week. We'll get around to it. Maybe Wednesday night. At like 8. Let me look at my calendar. I'm getting a new phone on Wednesday. That's exciting. A haircut, a new phone, and the orthodontist all on the same day. Wednesday. Yes, we have nothing Wednesday night. Maybe Wednesday night at 8 would be good. Are you wearing an apron? Ooh, Lisa, I am. Vivian Howard gave this to me last night, and it's a fancy apron. It's like that kind of wax cloth. I love wax cloth. I don't know why. I don't think you're allowed to wash it. Rebecca, my friend Zach Gill is Jack Johnson's piano player. Oh, who met James Brown. Cody, you got all sorts of famous connections. Let's hope the hurricane doesn't get anybody. Now you have to cook. I did tonight. I put Chick-fil-A in the oven, and I made tater tots. Who doesn't love a tater tot? That might be sort of my problem. Thank y'all for being here. Hope you have a good rest of the week. Just think, we make it to Wednesday, then it's almost the weekend. Maybe I'll get to my taxes. But I'm not going to this week. I thought you could write off clothing for taxes. This is just sort of a extra. You can't write off clothing unless you're, my phone's going to die. Unless you're a beauty queen. It can only be clothing you can't wear anywhere else. But did you know if you're a stripper, you can write off breast augmentation? I could claim to be a stripper. Not that I need any breast augmentation unless it reduces them and raises them up. Yeah, I tickle myself. Carry on, people. Have a good week. Remember, tell yourself, this is what I always say in my speeches. At the end of the day, there is no winner. Nobody's keeping score. No winner. Only you. And you're winning. Just give it a shot. Love y'all.